Two ice storms are heading for the Northeast, and Christmas Day could be one of the warmest on record for most of America. But the last few days of December, that's when things could get very interesting. Right now, while most of the lower 48 sits under above average temperatures, the Northeast is about to get hammered. Not once, not twice, but potentially 3 separate winter weather events before New Year's. In 30 seconds, I'll show you why Tuesday could bring moderate to heavy snow to New York City. At the 3-minute mark, you'll learn about that significant ice storm coming the day after Christmas. And at the 8-minute mark, I'll reveal what models are hinting at for December 28th through 31st that has me watching very closely. But first, let me show you what's setting up, because the Northeast is sticking out like a sore thumb in this warm pattern. Current conditions show weather out west. Higher elevation snow, lower elevation rain. Not a cold system. We don't have much cold air across the lower 48 this morning compared to average. Some winter weather across Great Lakes, southern Ontario, southeast Canada. Interior New England has some winter weather, but nothing significant. Middle of country quiet, deep south quiet. Now, here's what makes this wild. The Northeast has been sticking out into cold air the entire fall and early winter. Consistent shots of cold and troughing. While everyone else warms up, you're getting winter. As Job chapter 37 verses 5 through 6 remind us, God thundereth marvelously with his voice. Great things doeth he, which we cannot comprehend. For he saith to the snow, Be thou on the earth. The Northeast is about to see that snow commanded to earth. System number 1 arrives Tuesday morning, December 23rd. Christmas Eve. A system moves into cold air still in place across the Northeast. Tomorrow morning, some snow showers possible, light snow. But Tuesday morning is when it gets interesting. Pennsylvania, Maryland see winter weather move in. Maybe even ice down in West Virginia. Favored areas of Virginia and Maryland. But that darker blue, that's moderate snow. Could start as snow in New York City. Long Island too. Even though moisture doesn't look super heavy, these systems can overperform. It's all about how much cold air is in place. Mid-morning Tuesday, moderate to heavy snow falling across Poconos, Catskills, even Berkshires. Period of moderate snow moving into New York City, snowing across Scranton, Pennsylvania. Tuesday afternoon gets festive. Last-second Christmas shopping? Off work? This puts snow back on ground for areas where it melted from last couple warmer systems that produced rain. Snow moving in. Snowing in Boston Tuesday afternoon. Then opportunity for this to crank up. Could get isolated area of heavier snow, southern Maine, maybe New Hampshire. Moderate to heavy snow flying around. Ends in New York City, quick moving event. Watch southern Maine towns like Augusta. Down east areas of Maine could get some snow. Then high pressure pivots around, bogs it back down south. We're done. Doesn't look huge by any means. But wait! There's another system Christmas morning across Maine. Light northern stream energy. Then comes the big one. Much colder system showing up day after Christmas. December 26th. This is different. More freezing rain with this. Pink indicates freezing rain, more icing, heavy snow into southern New England, dividing line of very heavy snow versus freezing rain and sleet. This looks much more significant, high impact because it has more ice than the pre-Christmas system. Day after Christmas going into December 27th. Could be headache for travel if you're getting back home or have plans day after Christmas. Ice is the big story, not just snow. Significant ice means power outages, tree damage, very dangerous roads. Let me show you something remarkable. Pivotal Weather has this product combining all 51 ensemble members that show ice, creates a mean just like with snow. Only site that does this. Pretty hefty signal for ice across Northeast. Even getting down into northern mid-Atlantic areas. Active stretch somehow in middle of huge warm pattern. Northeast sticks out into just enough cold air. Not bitterly cold, but average temps for good chunk of Northeast, still cold enough for winter weather. Remember, even above average temperatures support winter weather for certain areas when average is cold enough. As Psalm 147 verse 16 says, He giveth snow like wool, he scattereth the hoarfrost like ashes. Both snow and ice coming from same divine hand. Moving to long-range guidance through end of year. Christmas Eve, big storm system west coast. Vacationing Sierra Nevada? Getting lot of snow. Cascades too. Same system moves across Northeast day after Christmas, pumping out ice, freezing rain, sleet up in Dakota's northern Minnesota, then slides to Northeast. We just discussed that. What happens after? Big push of cold air back into middle of country. Not necessarily Arctic outbreak, but reinforcing shot of cold, that 540 line diving further south. This is about week out from today. Continue forward and you're going to see some flashy model runs. Please don't tell everybody and their brothers it's going to snow exactly where you see it. Don't. People will, but don't. Want to discuss the pattern and why it's showing what it's showing. Cold air anchored over eastern U.S. Some weather, Pacific Northwest. Euro model OL, and this made me smile when I woke up, shows deep south snowstorm, winter storm, 10 days out wanting to show snowstorm over Columbia, South Carolina area. Looks beautiful. Diamond in rough type system timing. Everything just perfect. Getting to New Year's Day period. Won't go too deep into New Year, but some interesting things showing up. What about GFS? Same thing. Big storm Christmas Eve into Christmas Day, Western U.S. Then weather out west continues. Smaller or bigger systems because trough in place brings lot of flow across western states. Warmer system scoots across country, moves into northeast, that system we discussed. Then what's next? Quiet period. 27th time frame into 28th. Blast of snow hits northeast. But only northeast. Then we get into that time frame of interest, 28th through 31st. Watching this closely, GFS doesn't do anything exciting this specific run. Final day, New Year's Eve wants to throw some snow into northern mid-Atlantic, shows big storm, big drop of cold air diving down. Time frame we've locked in pattern-wise pretty much now through few days after Christmas. Still question marks with second storm northeast day after Christmas. But 75% of country were pretty confident what's happening. Smoothed out 7-day Euro ensemble for upper pattern, shows higher heights, lower heights. Lower heights in blue, that's trough, bringing colder air storm systems. Higher heights in yellows, oranges, reds, warmer air, calmer conditions, ridge of high pressure. This is what pattern looks like. Trough digging across Pacific into western U.S. Continues bringing storm systems west. Most cold air always on backside of trough. Still have this Aleutian ridge continuing in place, making trough drop way over. Spiking ridge right across middle of country, pumping lot of warm air. Record-breaking air, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, probably couple days after Christmas, certain areas. Trough over Atlantic Canada and Northeast, consistently bringing down cold air only over Northeast. Storm systems riding boundary of upper ridge and bottom of trough into cold air produced by this trough. That's the pattern. Most lower 48 dominated by warm air. Temperature anomalies, same time frame today through 28th. Few days after Christmas, oranges and burgundy mixed with whites, well above average temps. Some days, like Christmas Day, really unfortunate for us winter weather fans trying to combine Christmas with cold temps. But literally Christmas Day looks to be one of warmest on record many areas. As Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1 says, "To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven." This apparently is season for warmth across most of nation. But here's where it gets interesting. What happens after? After that locked-in warm pattern through few days past Christmas, December 28th through 31st timeframe, models showing something. Not locked in, not confident, but worth watching. Pattern could shift. That ridge of high pressure that's been pumping warmth could break down. Cold air trying to make southward push. Trough development possible. Euro model hinting at it. GFS showing hints, not agreement on details. But both showing pattern becoming more active late December. Potential for storm development somewhere eastern U.S. Could be rain, could be snow, could be ice. Too far out to know specifics. But the ingredients could come together. Cold air trying to push south, moisture available, storm track favorable. This is December 28th, 29th, 30th time frame we're watching, right between Christmas and New Year's. Why does this matter? Because if pattern flips, could flip fast. Warm to cold quickly, storm development rapidly. For Northeast, you're already getting your winter weather this week. Tuesday system, potential Christmas morning light snow, Maine. Then that ice storm day after Christmas. But late December, if pattern shifts as hinted, could get another significant system. For Mid-Atlantic and Southeast, you've been warm. Christmas very warm, but late December could bring first real winter weather threat of season if everything times right. For Midwest and Ohio Valley, warm Christmas. But watching that late December time frame too, pattern shift could affect you. Here's what you need to know. Specific timeline. Monday, tomorrow, light snow, showers possible Northeast, nothing significant. Tuesday, December 23rd, moderate to heavy snow possible. New York City, Boston, interior Northeast. Poconos, Catskills, Berkshires getting moderate snow. Quick moving but impactful. Could see 2 to 4 inches many locations. Enough to make travel tricky, make it feel festive before Christmas. Christmas Eve Wednesday, West Coast gets hammered. Big storm Sierra Nevada, Cascades, heavy snow mountains, heavy rain, lower elevations, travel difficult West Coast. Rest of country quiet, very warm. Christmas Day Thursday, one of warmest Christmases on record for many. Record highs possible, Midwest, Central Plains, 50s, 60s widespread, even 70s deep south. Northeast, milder too, but cooler than rest of country. Day after Christmas, Friday, December 26th, that ice storm develops northeast. Freezing rain, sleet dividing line with heavy snow, southern New England particularly at risk. Travel, very dangerous. Power outages possible. Tree damage likely where ice accumulates. This continues into Saturday, December 27th. Cleanup mode from ice storm. Assessing damage. Power restoration effort. Sunday, December 28th through Tuesday, December 31st. This is wildcard period. Pattern potentially shifting. Models hinting at storm development. Not confident enough to give specifics, but watching very closely. Could be quiet, could be active, could see significant winter weather somewhere eastern U.S. Check back daily this week as details become clearer. New Year's Day, Wednesday. Cold air potentially in place much of east. After that, pattern could stay active into early January. As Proverbs chapter 19 verse 21 says, "There are many devices in a man's heart. Nevertheless, the counsel of the Lord that shall stand." We plan based on forecasts. But ultimately, weather follows its own course under God's direction. Practical advice for this week and beyond. Northeast this week, prepare for multiple winter weather events. Tuesday snow, have supplies ready, check tire tread, top off gas tank, Christmas shopping done early, better than rushing in snow. Day after Christmas, ice storm more serious. Ice is dangerous. If forecast firms up for your area, charge devices, have flashlights, batteries, alternative heat source if power goes out. Don't travel unless absolutely necessary when ice falling. Check on elderly neighbors before and after ice storm. Make sure they're prepared, make sure they're okay after. West Coast Christmas Eve and day. Mountain travel very difficult. Heavy snow, lower elevations flooding possible, mudslides concerned. Monitor conditions closely if traveling. Everyone warm Christmas means different hazards. People not prepared for warmth. Dress appropriately. Stay hydrated. Don't overdo outdoor activities if unusually warm for you. Late December 28th through 31st. Stay flexible with New Year's plans. Weather could become active quickly. Travel could be impacted. Have backup plans. Don't overcommit to outdoor New Year's Eve events until few days before when forecast clearer. The big picture. Northeast getting winter weather this week while everyone else warm. Then, potentially, everyone gets interesting weather late December. This is unusual December. Extreme warmth, most areas, but pockets of winter. Then potential flip late month. For winter weather lovers, patience. Christmas disappointing for snow most areas, but late December, early January could deliver. For warm weather lovers, enjoy Christmas week. You're getting it. But brace for possible pattern change after. The last days of December could get very interesting. Models hinting at it, pattern supports it. We're watching closely. In tomorrow's forecast, I'll have updates on Tuesday, snow timing for Northeast, exact areas most likely to see accumulation, travel impact timeline, Then daily updates through week on that day after Christmas ice storm, and continuing watch on late December pattern evolution. Things could get very interesting as we round off 2025. Stay tuned, stay prepared, and stay weather aware. Until tomorrow.